Right guys, so sorry I deleted the last the 11-minute video. I didn't mean to, but actually I did, because I got notified by YouTube that I was demonetized for a Barry Manilow song. You'll never sing that! Demonetized for Barry Manilow, you'll never sing that. Listen, 2-1 to Tottenham. I walked out of the stadium now, I'm on my way back to the car. It is an interesting way to analyse. I'm not entirely sure what to say. I know that some of you are going to be of the mindset of, we got the 3 points, that's all that matters. Some of you are going to be thinking more kind of 4D and thinking, well, was it enough? Did we deserve it? If we continue on this pathway, can you ever really see yourself in a title challenge next year? And listen, I land somewhere in between, but if I'm entirely honest, I lean towards the latter. I lean towards this, there's bigger fish to fry in the analysis than just, we got the job done. I didn't feel like Tottenham were at the races. The first half I thought we were absolutely shocking, if I'm entirely honest, and I want to pay fair dues and credit to Brighton. I thought they turned up and they outplayed us in the first half. They were well worthy of their lead. I'm not sure, I've heard that the penalty for them was a little bit soft, but I don't know, I haven't seen it, so I can't comment. I felt like the referee gave us a little bit of protection from the goalie thing, the whole corner kick scenario stuff, and that snuffed out. But after that, the referee let everything go, as far as I could see, to a relatively easy degree, and I was pretty impressed with him. I don't know, again, you could tell me in the comments, sitting where I am in the stand, it's difficult necessarily to know what's going on. However, what I would say, guys, is the first half was terrible. It was terribly disappointing. Really, really, really poor. And I went in at half time, and everyone that was around me was sharing the same kind of thought processes, that we needed changes. Bentancur wasn't on it. He was coming deep to receive the ball. He had the willingness to receive the ball, but when he got it, he was under pressure, and there was not enough foresight, not enough vision from the people that were giving the ball to him to figure that kind of nonsense out, that whole kind of mirage of missed opportunity. For me, Maddison was coming deep, and when he was trying to find passes, I don't think he was finding passes enough, but when he was trying to find passes, the other people at the front end weren't on the same wavelength. I thought Richarlison was reversing to type in the first half. A lot of opportunities, a lot of chances going his way, but he didn't really kind of figure out the first touches that we've seen from him of late. Werner, anonymous, and when he got the ball, irrelevant. Poor. Decky, same. Patzar looked like he was moving but wasn't really on it. Everything in the first half felt awkward to me, guys. It really did. It wasn't great at all. Going at half time, speaking to people around me, I think I've got captured some footage that I'll put on the post-match vlog that will be up tomorrow. Everyone was kind of feeling the same thing. It just wasn't good enough, and you have this desire to kind of say, we're not listening, we're not watching. I don't think we've paid attention to the vulnerabilities of Brighton. I'm worried. I genuinely do worry a little bit about whether or not Tottenham's kind of, we do it our way, with this who we are, mate, it bleeds over from an admirable position into a vulnerable situation where you know that your opposition are analysing your game and trying to figure out where you're strong, where you're weak, how to protect you, how to protect themselves from your best bits, and how to take advantage, exploit your weaknesses. And I worry a little bit whether or not we're doing that. I think maybe this we play our way thing means that we're not really analysing, evaluating what there is going on in other teams' football and how to take advantage of it, because I don't really see us doing anything different. I've seen it, this is not the first time, it's the 4th or 5th time in the last 6 games or something similar. I'm worried about that. But anyway, we go in at half time, we come out, there's changes at half time, changes I was happy to see, very much happy to see. Not necessarily all the changes I wanted to see, but most of them were pinpoint accurate, and we came out and we were better, we were much better, much more fluid, much more fluent, much more dynamic. Everything looked a little bit better, and we were carving out, creating situations, but it still wasn't really clicking. We eventually get the goal just before we start to make some secondary changes with Højbjerg and Skippy and that coming on, and everything felt kind of, we were on the cusp of moving into that kind of third gear, and then it was going to be one of those memorable nights where yes you go down, but you stuck with the plan, Batman, and everything kind of figured itself out. But actually, from about the 60th minute until about the 80th minute, Brighton took the ascendancy again, and we were lucky, guys. We were lucky. From my memory, from where I was, my vantage point, we could have conceded twice. They had the better of the moments. You know, it wasn't the story that I thought was going to pan out. But once again, we managed to get the job done. 93rd, 94th minute. And here's the scenario as a content creator. Here's the question mark that I want to kind of ask you. Like, how do you analyze a Brennan Johnson? Do you focus on his 45 minutes where he was fairly ineffectual, or do you focus on the half a split second where he got into the right spot at the right time to score the winning goal? If you're focusing on that, if you're focusing on the outcome versus the input, then he did his job and so did Tottenham. If you're focusing on the previous, whatever it was, 40 minutes, 45 minutes, then you could focus the same way about Tottenham. And I think it's a good way to summarise or analyse and analogize, if that's even a word, how to evaluate what's going on at Tottenham. In moments, we have the ability to come up trumps and to steal the victory. You know, we take the 3 points today. We took the 3 points against Sheffield United. We took the 3 points against Liverpool. We've done this before. We are last minute. We have excellent opportunities in the last minute, and we put the ball in the danger zone and we come away with the points. We're also victims of the same vulnerability. Last minute. Listen, if you're a Tottenham fan, or if you're someone who bets on Tottenham, put your money on something happening inside of injury time. That seems to be the run of the play. I'm not sure if it's something to celebrate or something to critique and something to be worried about. It happens at both ends of the pitch. We give away goals in the late stages. We can win games in the late stages. I just don't know if that's the best way to do it. I don't know if that is the right way to feel about this. You know? And look, guys, I did have 2 beers, so forgive me. Maybe that's why I'm a little bit more emotional. But I don't know how to feel about it. I don't know how to feel. I feel like you could look at this as, what's to worry about? We got the points. But for me, I think we didn't do enough to deserve it. I think a draw was the fair point. I think Brighton deserved their plaudits. I think they played very well. I think Matoma was sensational. I think on another day it would have gone a different way and the analysis would be very different. I feel like I want to say more, but because we won, it doesn't feel right to be as heavily critical as I want to be. But if I'm honest, I want to be much more critical than I am. But we won, and that's all that matters, right? Or is it? You let me know, guys. Let me know your thoughts. We got the points. We move on. Lots to analyse, lots to think about, and we got a week to go before the next game. And when that one's done, we got 2 weeks before the game after that. So much more to analyse. I did have 1 or 2 beers today. That's it. I'm back on the bandwagon tomorrow. It will count. Like, subscribe, and comment, guys. And as always, bye bye.